Night, I go back to this screen here meaninglessly, is I believe. Oh, you know what? Actually, the other one is another replacement fight. So I'm going to go ahead and go in order from this point. So we do have Jourdan Griffin taking on Darrick Minner. And this one is a fun one. I always say that because to me, as a UFC nerd, they're always fun ones. But Jourdan Griffin taking on Darrick Minner. We have got a featherweight bout. Jourdan Griffin is 18-7. Darrick Minner is 23-11. And maybe the most interesting thing that we need to know about this fight is that there has already been a massive line move. So Jourdan Griffin, when I did my breakdown, he was sitting at about a minus 230 favorite, something like that. And chalk came in on him really, really heavy. And then it blew the other direction. So this is a betting show, right? We want to talk about money. We want to talk about the bets. I will get to the breakdown of the fight here in just a second. What this is I think this is sharp money coming in on Darrick Minner. So what they do is early on when the fight gets announced, when the lines first pop out, any little bet or bet from like a respected sports bettor, it moves the lines a lot. They kind of use the market to gauge where the fights or where the lines should really be. So if you follow Johnny the Greek, I got to give him a shout out here because this is where I got this information. He's a actual sports bettor, a professional, and he does a lot of movement for, he calls them betting syndicates or whatever. But anyway, they have him put in a bet on the wrong side essentially. So that gets marked as, hey, this really sharp person likes this side. So they adjust the line, probably more than they should. And then over the course of the next couple of weeks, when they raise the amounts that you're allowed to bet, they open up the limits on the fight, they start chipping away at it at better odds on the side that they actually want. Because what I'm seeing here is Jourdan Griffin opens up at minus 230. He gets hammered all the way down to minus 350. That's a big jump. And before anybody can even make a bet on it, not a single day goes by, there's buyback on the other side of it. And then steadily over the next 3-4 days, it's been a landslide of money coming in on Darrick Minner the other direction. So this is one that, I'll be honest with you, I lean with Jourdan Griffin. I think Jourdan Griffin is the right side in this fight, but the world is basically telling us that there's value on Darrick Minner at plus odds here. Jourdan has strong body lock takedowns. He's got a really offensive submission game. That's really his best tool is his submissions. And he struggles with opponents that he doesn't have a grappling advantage against. That's really the biggest thing that I've noticed with him. So far in the UFC, he's had a bit of a rough patch. He had a good showing on Dana White's Tuesday Night Contenders, but then he got paired up with Danny Ige. Danny Ige's a beast. We've bet and cashed on Danny Ige a lot recently, so we know just how good he is. So really stiff test for Jourdan Griffin. First thing in the UFC, poor guy. Can't take down Danny Ige. Can't submit Danny Ige. Definitely can't outstrike Danny Ige. So he gets stomped. Then he faces Chaz the Scrapper Skelly. Well, Chaz Skelly is a damn good grappler himself. So Jourdan Griffin has a hard time getting that fight to the mat as well. Can't do anything with it. Loses 2 decisions back-to-back. They give him TJ Brown. Not anywhere near the caliber of opponent of the others. And he gets it done. He submits him because that's what Jourdan Griffin does. So here we go. Now we're facing Darrick Minner. Darrick Minner's been in the UFC for one fight. He loses that fight by submission. This kid is sub or bust, okay? He has 24 wins, 11 losses, and 21 of those 24 wins have come by way of submission. 8 of those 11 losses have come by submission. That's what this guy does. He gets it to the ground, he sells out, he attacks, and if he can't get there, he gasses out and he gives up a choke himself. And that's exactly what happened in his UFC debut. All he did was dive on the neck of Grant Dawson over and over and over. And I'm honestly worried about the IQ on this kid. And that's where one of my rules, you can't bet on a fighter who's got a bad fight IQ. I like Jourdan Griffin. He's very, very I love his aggression. He's constantly moving forward. If he was an underdog, he'd be a fantastic underdog for me to bet because he checks my boxes. He never gives up. He's always going for it. He stays in the fight. He's dangerous on the feet. He's dangerous on the mat. He can finish from anywhere. He's going to have a 4-inch reach advantage in this fight. And then we've got this kid, Darrick Minner, that I just don't know if he's UFC caliber yet. I don't know if he's ready. And the thing is, his best spot is going to be the submission game. And that's playing with fire with Jourdan Griffin. We know he gets burned when he plays with fire. So I'm going to have to say Jourdan Griffin by submission here. This is one of those ones where I'm not afraid to stand in front of the market. If I've got a read on something, like I said, I trust myself, I trust my information, I trust my own reads. And if this line gets down to the point that it's bettable, if I can get minus 130, something like that, if it turns into a pick'em, I'm taking Jourdan Griffin. But I don't know if it's going to go quite that far before there's some buyback here. What is up, everybody? Holy crap, I click away